Alrighty, folks. Looks like you have Blackbeard back again for commentary for this game. Westside Wreckers versus the Terror Torrens. 1197 jamming. I'm pulling paperwork together here because you might be able to tell I jumped in at the very last minute. But it's all good. We'll be able to do some commentary, keep you entertained. We have Vaxter and Big Shorty playing jamming right now. Vaxter for the Torrens in the leads. Points and scoring there for a very fine start to the game for the red team. 4-0. Interesting game for me to commentate. I'm Victorian based from Ballarat Roller Derby League, and so generally I would be cheering on the Victorian teams because you like to see the home team do well. But guesting with the Torrens today is Moby Rick, Ballarat Roller Derby's own player. So I guess I'm just going to be cheering for both sides now and cheering for Derby in general. Hoping to have a fantastic game here. We have Shawshank, number 4, jamming for Westside here, but beaten to the lead by Trix, 1305 for the Torrens. And it looks like Shawshank has actually picked up a penalty now, so a power jam to the red team from Darwin. The Gentlemen Rollers of Darwin is the league name. Terror Torrens, the team playing today. Obviously, the green and pink, the Westside Derby Dolls, with the Westside Wreckers put forward today. Good to hear from you, Matt. Thanks for tuning in. I'll try and pass that over to Westside at halftime here. You can also see on the insert here we have Kingston versus Sabres. We have a smaller setup for track 2, but we wanted to be able to give you some coverage. It's taken us a little while to get there, but hopefully good for those who are tuning in trying to keep track of both. Sorry to hear about that, Matt. Hopefully the day goes as well as you can, and hopefully you get to watch some quality derby to cheer you up a little bit. Unfortunately, you are stuck with me commentating, but I don't have any other options for that one. So we have Vaxter again jamming for the Torrens, and Shawshank out of the bin, but not out of the pack yet. Being pulled all the way back behind the jammer line. Well, Vaxter sneaking through, a little jinking here, little juking there, and oh dear, Shawshank not having a good day. He's already in the bin alongside, looks like, Thin White Juke. Sorry, Aladdin Payne. My apologies. I knew it was a David Bowie inspired name, but I had forgotten the change. Vaxter being pulled out there, and Crotch Candy pulled all the way back. Oh, but in fact was out of play before he was knocked out. Vaxter picking up on that and not bothering to turn around, just jumping straight back on and straight back in. Ooh. Aladdin Payne, though, up to the match of stopping him in his tracks, knocking him to the ground and slowing things down a little bit. $20 points so far for the Torrens this jam. Calling it off before Westside can pick up any. The score currently 38-0. One five danger zone. Jamming for Westside, but again, not picking up lead there. It is 13:05 up to some Tricks. Tricks making her way out ahead of Westside Jammer. Points and scoring. Picking up just a single point, but 1-0 is still a positive record. Sorry, a little bit of audio cutout here and there. Which is bad for me because I'm missing Moby Rick's jamming. Big Shorty, though, for Westside out and has the lead. No, sorry, Moby Rick has the lead, and in fact, points and scores for the red team. Another 4-0 jam. Torrens on 43, Wreckers on 0. So, Danger Zone and Vaxter. No, not Vaxter, my apologies. A new jammer for the Torrens. 404 Core Blimey. Fortunately, could find his name there to keep you up to date. And he was not found by the blockers. Looks like Danger Zone feels like he should have picked up the lead there, but not quite. And again, just a very efficient 4-0 to the red team here. Hey Elias, good to see you tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. So it's a very interesting one here because we have Moby Rick on the red team playing with the Gentleman Rollers of Darwin. On the blue team we have Aladdin Payne, formerly of BRDL as well. So two male skaters with Rat Pack Association up against each other. Personally, I'm hoping to see them jam against each other, but that's more just for my own amusement than anything else. Westside trying to get a bit of defense together, but Tricks getting through and picking up, looks like 3 points there. Not quite getting Kapower's point, but again calling it off with the Wreckers yet to make a presence on the board. That's going to be frustrating for them. Looks like there's a timeout being called by the blue team here. So I might take that opportunity to see whether I can bring you a better view of track 2. This will be momentarily blank for a second, folks, but stay with us because it will be worth the wait, I promise you.
Would you like some help with commentary? I think I'll have a
So as you can see, we don't have as good a quality feed of track 2, but I'm hoping to at least be able to do a little bit. Oh, there we are. Let's hop back to the main track, though, because we're about to get back to the action. Number 4, Shawshank for Westside, jamming against Moby Rick, who is pushed out but quickly running back. Meanwhile, Shawshank, though, has picked up lead for the Wreckers. Looking a bit puffed, having fought his way through there, but hopefully they'll be seeing this as a chance to get themselves on the board. Oh. Moby Rick going flying there. There's really not that much to him. And this is a concrete floor, so you don't really want to land knees first. The red jammer heading off to the penalty box there for forearms, giving Shawshank a free rein, picking up 5 points on this jam and keeping going. Not sure how excited he seems at the prospect of a power jam and potentially another full minute of skating, but their team's definitely going to be excited. Becker's now on the board with 10 points and calling it off, leaving a power jam for the blue team to start the next jam. 5 seconds there. The Torrens right up on the pivot line here, not looking to have Westside sitting on them and getting in the way. But a coordinated offense here by the blue team is making space for Danger Zone to get through. 42 for the Torrens. Grifter did attempt a little bit of a bounce, but was unsuccessful in slowing him down for very long at all. Danger Zone pushing his way through, sliding side to side, getting pushed out there, but not pulled back. Red 7-9 getting called for a multiplayer block, while Moby Rick has not picked up any points for that jam. 15 to the Wreckers, 47 to the Torrens. Meanwhile, over on track 2, it looks like Kingston are comfortably in the lead against the Sabres, 65 to 34. It looks like we have an official timeout over here. Yep, official timeout has been called. Let's have a quick look in at track 2. Yeah, sorry for the quality there, folks. There's not much I can do from the webcam, I'm afraid. I don't think I can increase its resolution any. So we're stuck with that. So timeout nearly over here, folks. We'll pop back to the to track number 1 here. Was hoping to give you a bit more of an update, but between the glare and the camera quality, I think we'll just leave it at this for now. The quality there is not great, but even having the scoreboard, I'm not going to say a bit what's going on. Do what you can, man. 5 seconds ago, timeout over, and Big Shorty a little back from the jammer line, but looks like everyone else is well forward. Westside actually getting in the way of the Torrens defense and stopping them from getting together in a pack, making it much easier for Shorty to slip her way through. Westside's pivot, though, is headed over to the bin now. 007. Is it 00? Can't tell if that's 007 or 077. We'll bring you an update as soon as my eyes start working better. But in the meantime, that's Rory slipping through on the outside for a 5-point pass. And Moby Rick almost making it through on the outside, but Massacre Jones pushing him out and all the way back. No points scored for the Torrens, 11 to the records, sorry. They're starting to make this look like a game. Quick bit of track repair by the refs. It's an awful lot of edge action here. Jammers being pushed in and out, backwards and forwards. And the occasional blocker being pushed out of bounds because sometimes people are just in the way. So we have Baxter up jamming now for the Torrens, but a very sturdy wall or tripod holding him back for long enough to let Shawshank get out ahead. I actually thought Baxter had escaped there, but not quite. Taking him a little bit longer to catch up, but giving Shawshank just a little bit of time to hopefully pick up, looks like 2 points for Westside, and denying the Torrens any. Official timeout here as we double check a couple of things with the scoreboard. We can have a quick look at the scoreboards here actually. Track 2, Kingston City Rollers 94 to 60 on the Sabres. 2 minutes left in that period. Over here on track number 1, Westside Records and Terror Torrens. Just over 2 minutes there. And again, you can see our sponsors popping up along the bottom there. Very much appreciate all of their support. Timeout over. We will be returning you to the main event, as it were. A 1-3-0-5. Tricks up against, looks like Big Shorty there for Westside. Both jammers held back by the opposing blockers there as we go round to the second corner. No real sign of lead, although Shorty is now pushing out ahead and has made it out, giving Torrens just a little moment to give some offense before they have to reform or risk letting the jammer through. And looks like that might have happened there. No, Shorty's being pulled out, but Tricks pulled out. Tricks being pulled out. Ooh. An awful long way there. 306 serial offender. Getting a blocker out of the way for his jammer to pass through. Every time I commentate on Derby, I have to stop myself giggling at a lot of the names. I'm constantly amazed and impressed at the creativity people have. I mean, I'm Blackbeard because I have a beard that's black. It's not really the paragon of wit and virtue there, but not a huge amount happening in the game right now. Big Shorty stuck in the bin, but Trick's not getting very far. Trying for those edges and getting bounced out every time. Westside very good at this pullback. Shorty, though, has now completed a scoring pass, picking up 4 points. Red Jammer now headed to the bin for a cut track, so Shorty going to have the rest of this jam, which is only about 6 seconds, to try and pick up any points. Let's see whether... Yeah, some excellent work by Westside holding Yorkshire Terror separated, letting them pick up an extra point with no contest. Looks like Trix had picked up 4 points before the penalty, though, so 4 to the Torrens there, 10 to the Wreckers. Score is 41-51. Official timeout here. As always, we will keep you updated when we know what's going on. So there's a fair chunk of people watching there now. While we've got a little bit of time, tell us a bit about yourselves, folks. Say hi. Who are you watching? Who are you here to support? Or who are you there to support, I guess? Are you sitting curled up in a onesie with a blanket watching from chilly Ballarat or Tassie? Or are you somewhere up north, Darwin, Cairns, neck of the woods, just chilling in shorts and singlet and watching some derby? It's actually quite a nice day in Melbourne right now, but we are in a big metal shed and they are always hard to keep warm. In the meantime, talking about actual stuff happening in the game, star pass to Crotch Candy has forced a call-off by the Torrens jammer with 0 points to either side there. Very quick jam. And that will, in fact, be half-time. So, half-time for both tracks there, folks. I'm going to do a little bit more playing around with the video so you can see a bit more of what's going on. And we will bring you all of the action in about 4 minutes when we resume. G'day, Rockabellas. I'll go over and say hi to the Torrens for you. A couple of greetings to give to people, so I'm going to pop over and do that. Say hi to, let's see, we have greetings for Westside from El Matador, and to the Torrens for the Rockabellas. Bear with me a second, folks. message passed on to the teams, folks, and as you can see, it has been received. Alrighty, well, as you can see, track 2 is back in it already, and track 1 just about ready to begin. So, we have Shawshanked, and who do we have over there for the Torrens? He's not on my list. Yes, he's Baxter. Quick time out there, not entirely sure what's going on. Track 2 looks like a 0-point jam so far, a minute in. A lot of shifting back and forth in the jammer line here. Shawshank just getting in the way, really. Trying to dance through on the inside in the toe stops, and looks like he might have been successful there. Nope, still getting held on. Got a bit of ground, but did not get clear until now, and Shawshank picks up the lead for Westside. With Baxter hot on his heels, about a third of a track behind. Both teams juggling for position, trying to get themselves in front, but not wanting to get themselves split up. Giving Shawshank the opportunity to points and call there. 45 for the records, 55 to the Torrens. This game is shaping up to be a very close one after what looked like a fairly one-sided start. Moby Rick 186 against Danger Zone 1515. Both guys crouched on the jammer line, and Moby smashing through by the looks of things. Meanwhile, Danger Zone is not clear of the zone yet. He's still stuck back in. Well, now Moby has the challenge of getting through and picking up some points here. Looks like there has been a star pass, actually. Yes, Shawshank is no longer wearing the star. And who have we got? Fatal 007 is forcing a call by the Torrens, who looks like Moby did manage to pick up 3 points with that quick hip flick before calling it. 62 to the Torrens, 45 to the Wreckers. And 404 being knocked out on the inside by the rotating triangle of Westside there. Core Blimey making it out, but not ahead of Big Shorty, who has picked up lead for Westside, and so now both teams are jostling for position here. Shorty flicking her way through and calling it off, having picked up just 2 points. Shawshank and Baxter taking their points on the starting line. Westside very far up, but looks like they're rolling back just a little bit, trying to get in the way of the opposing blockers and being successful, letting Shawshank wiggle his way through without giving up ground to Baxter, who's still stuck behind 73 Oreo McFury. Some fantastic blocking work here by the Westside team. Even one-on-one, they're managing to hold back just enough. Buy themselves some time, forcing a call off though by Shawshank with 0 points to either team that jam, but 4-0 to the Wreckers. 51 plays 62. A quick photo bomb by one of our refs from the other track by the looks of things. Tricks and Shorty throwing themselves in there. Not a lot of movement at all. One giant, massive derby skateness. It's going to really smell in there, believe me. But Shorty looks like she is the victor in this particular contest, making her way out. Tricks is still stuck back and being pulled all the way back there. Shorty slipping through. The advantage of being small in this game, sometimes you just duck and no one can block you. I am neither small nor skinny, so rely on brute force and ignorance to get my way through. Probably why I'm not a very good jammer. You're welcome, Paul. Thanks for tuning in. Tuning into a very successful jam here by Westside. 5 points there. Oh, 15 points so far in this jam. Our Tricks, though, being knocked out. Picking up 2 points for Westside, or for the Torrens, but another 4 for Westside there. 70 points to the Wreckers, 64 to the Torrens. First lead change in the game. 14 minutes left in this half, though, in the second half, so still open to anyone. 404 Corblimey. 1515 Danger Zone. Both finding their way through. Corblimey being pushed out and recycled. Both skaters being recycled all the way back. Corblimey, though, picking up the lead. A cut track penalty called for someone on Westside team there. Looks like a Massacre Jones. She's going to take a seat. Meanwhile, 404 continues to pass his way through. No, we don't have a star pass. Danger Zone just took off the star. Trying to get himself a little bit more breathing room. But points and call by the Torrens there. Looks like 9 points altogether. 73. This is a very close game indeed, folks. Which makes it all the more interesting to do commentary for. Meanwhile, on the other side of the curtain, Kingston City Rollers on 154 to 91 of the Sabres. Good lord, that was the quickest I think I've seen a jammer get through today. Baxter kind of just skating through like there's no one else on the track, picking up lead immediately, and then encountering basically no more resistance on his first scoring pass. 5 point pass there, having overtaken Shawshank. One point to Westside, 0 to the Torrens in that second pass, but that's still 71 to 78 with the Bulls in the lead. Cows, Bulls. To be honest, I'm not sure. I mean, obviously there's mixed genders on the track, but I'm not sure whether Torrens in particular are one. I'm not a biologist or animal or whatever field of study that should entail. I'm an engineer. Once things go squishy, I get confused. Moby Rick, though, on the other hand, looking less confused as he breaks his way out of the pack. And looks like he's almost about to, or nearly about to lap Big Shorty with some excellent blocking work by Trix there, but not quite. Still picking up 4 points and checking his bench for instructions, calling it 4-0. 82 to the Torrens, 71 to the Wreckers. Danger Zone and Corblimey leaping off the jammer line there, but not leaping very far. Corblimey dancing his way along, avoiding being knocked to the inside, and so a little bit of confusion. There looks like there was a star pass, but not fully completed by the ref's hand signals. Not particularly relevant because Corblimey called it off straight away. Another 4-0 jam to the Torrens. 86th place, 71. A timeout called almost immediately. You have a quick official timeout because the Westside bench coach was still in the middle of the track, but we're ready to go again now. Vaxter and Shawshank. However, the Torrens have 2 skaters in the bins, so it's going to be a tough job for them to hold back Shawshank with just 2 blockers, and yes, as it turns out, impossible job. Westside getting the lead and still not. Yeah, there we are. Vaxter just escaping the pack halfway around. But a full scoring. Shawshank calling it off. Not sure if he's quite caught up with everyone's points. Looks like he has yet. That's 4 points to blue and 2 to the red team. 8.5 minutes, just under 8.5 minutes left in this game. Because of the structure of today and the tightness of the schedule, you'll notice things are a little bit different to your typical Derby game. For one thing, the games are 20-minute halves for today. The Saturday qualifiers are all shorter. The semis and finals tomorrow will be full-length Derby games, as you would expect. The other thing to note is the clock does not stop. If there is a timeout for any reason, official, team, or injury, the period clock will keep ticking because we can't really delay everything. However, as every team is subject to the same restrictions there, we're hoping it's fair enough. Trix, meanwhile, making her way out of the pack and picking up lead. Red 2-5, Faith Lahanius picking up a penalty. Multiplayer block. Took a minute to pick up there, and I've just realized her name is a Buffy pun, so yeah. Derby is the best. Everyone's nicknames are the best. Everything's the best. Life is great. 404 Corblimey, a 1515 Danger Zone. Regular fixtures on the jammer line now, and lining up again. Official timeout while we wait for all the rest to get back in position. Looks like there's a player from each team in the bin right now. Both jammers will be keen to try and get through the smaller opposing mob than normal. And it looks like Core Blimey is the first one to be successful there. 42 Grifter doing a reasonable job of slowing down Shawshank, but not keeping him there. Quick points and call. Again, 2 blockers, 1 from each team in the penalty bin. That was a less than 30-second jam. But nonetheless, the Torrens have picked up 4 points, bring the score 75-94. On the other side of the curtain, though, Kingston City Rollers are at 194 against 115 for the Sabres. They're a little bit ahead of us there, just under 4 minutes left on their game. I imagine Kingston will be wanting to break that magic 200 mark. Timeout to Westside called. Not quite sure what's happening with the 5 minutes 30 on the clock. This seems like as good a time as any to give a shout out to all of the NSOs and referees who helped make this game possible. Roller Derby is a sport where everyone's paying attention to the 10 skaters on the track, but without about 7 referees and 9 NSOs for every game, we wouldn't be able to do this. So, shout out to Axiom, Jim Peckable, Frankenherder, Miss Cray Cray, Private Parts, Malice, and Night Owl, along with Creminator, Intensive Claire Unit, Creminator again, which appears to be a typo because I don't think they can be in 2 places at once, Poison Ivy, Xavier, Assault E Surprise, Discord Fever, Astrid, Stephanie, Flo, and Chuckles. Massive thank you to all of the refs and NSOs for every game today, without whom we would all be just skating in circles with no rules. Timeout over, 5 seconds ago. We have Baxter and Shawshank on the line. And with only 2 blockers for Westside, looks like Shawshank is actually trying to help out there. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sorry that was off the edge of the camera. That was some fantastic work by Shawshank there. Shawshank cutting on the inside and actually throwing the hip in to send Baxter flying off to the outside, forcing him to call off from on the ground. Elias, how do I keep my beard so luscious? Good hair care. Beard oil is obviously an essential. Wash and condition it. Try not to let it keep too dry. And actually a decent blow drying regime, as long as you're careful to use some beard oil or balm to protect it, helps keep it straight and shiny. This has been Beard Tips with Blackbeard. Meanwhile, we have Moby Rick on the track, who has just leapt through on the inside there. Nope. Has in fact been called for a forearms penalty there. But as Shawshank... looks like Shawshank was in the bin. That must have been called for the hit out in the last jam. So a quick jammer swap over here. Shawshank still eligible to get lead because he has not... Shawshank looks like a quick hit to the face there, but... yeah, Moby Rick is not lead jammer. Shawshank has picked up lead, but may be forced to call it off there. Nope. Quick cut through on the inside, and a full 4-point score to only 1 for the Torrens. An excellent showing there. We got Maiden Shiner, Punky Bruiser, and 41 Mystique. Mystiike? I'm not 100% sure how I pronounce that. 3 blockers to the Torrens with 1 in the bin. We have Aladdin Payne, Kapow, Crotch Candy, and who is the pivot for Westside? Can't see. I think that's Oreo McFury. Looks like that from here. I do like to give a shout out to the blockers as well. The jammers are obviously the people who get all the FaceTime, but without blockers you don't have a game. I'm not saying that as a jammer I don't mind the occasional fewer blockers than normal, but it's always good to have a challenge. So yeah, Big Shorty and Core Blimey are going to be jamming against the aforementioned blocking team as soon as we sort out this timeout. And since we do have a timeout, let's just hop over for a minute and we can see that on track 2, the game has finished 2-1-2 to Kingston, 119 to the Sabres. Congratulations to KCR on their win there. Victory lap in place, and back to the track number 1 where we have 2 minutes 45 left in this game. So I'm not in fact sure what's happening here, folks, because according to the modified rules we're using, the period clock should be ticking down right now, and we're definitely not in an 8.5 minute timeout. So something weird's happened. It looks like Intensive Claire unit, the scorekeeper is, or the timekeeper, is coming over to double check. We're going to have a quick adjustment made here. Mystique like the wood. Thanks, Rockabellas. I always like to get people's names pronunciation right, because I know how much thought and effort goes into, well, people who aren't me, how much thought and effort goes into those names and the numbers as well. That just seems a bit rude. With my real name being Niall, I'm very used to it being mispronounced in every way you can imagine, and several you probably can't. And it's not fun. Beard, on the other hand, everyone can get behind Beard. So, yep, we're down to 1:45 left on this. So, potentially, this could be the last jam of the day, of the game. Both jammers being really keen to get out as soon as possible. Core Blimey doing a little bit of shouldering himself, but then dancing through on the inside, picking up a lead for the Torrens. 95 to 79 was anyone's game, but with the Torrens being in the lead, sort of a penalty, it looks like they have this one sewn up. Quite a low-scoring game. The defensive work by both teams has been excellent. But yet, there we are, a 5-point jam, and Big Shorty now called on a forearm penalty. Power jam for the Torrens. They are going to just rack up as many points as they can in the remaining 1 minute and 15 seconds. Checking with his bench. Keep going. Yes, keep going. Another 5-point pass, and Torrens getting in the way a little bit. Oh! A quick knockout, but not a lot of drag back, has slowed things down a little bit now. Corblammy being held by a defensive triangle from Westside, but side surfing his way beautifully. That guy has more flexible hips than I have on the outside of the track, and another 5 points, bringing the Torrens to 110. And a cheeky little leap there. 20-point jam so far. A little bit of NSO dancing, I think the cameras are picking up. Woo! Crotch Candy's being absolutely everywhere. For someone who's not particularly big, there we are. Record's calling it off, or Torrens calling it off. Another 3 points in that pass by the looks of things. 117 to 79, the unofficial score. We'll be waiting for the finals. Scoreboard issues, yes. We're running on a fairly recent build of Carolina Roller Girls scoreboard, which in theory gives us some really nifty features, but we have the occasional hiccup, but that's fine. That's why we have the NSOs and jam timers to keep us right. Thank you everyone very much for tuning in. I'm not actually sure who's up next because someone has nicked my run sheet, but I can guarantee you that there will be another game starting in about 7 minutes, so don't go anywhere. I've been Blackbeard, you've been great, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon of Derby.